I thought going into this game that this game would be more of a challenge than Texas A, or excuse me, than Penn State. I thought our guys on both sides of the ball and special teams played exceptionally well. I think what happened over these last 2 weeks is absolutely. We're going to look back at it and we're going to go, what great lessons. To make a run at this thing, you got to have elite habits all the time, and you got to do things right. And we have the saying that we want to close the deal, and closing the deal occurs Sunday through Friday. Actually, Sunday through the last walkthrough. And I think we're doing a really good job with it. But I think all of us, every support staff member, every staff member, myself, every player, we've got to tighten it up because we were close. And to close the deal, there was a couple things that occurred in this game that actually occurred in practice that wasn't a positive. So I think these are going to be some really, really good, painful lessons. I'm super proud of our guys, but to make a run at this thing, we've got to day in and day out be on point because everything does matter. Making all those runs in the championship teams that we've all been a part of, it comes down to 2 or 3 plays. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Bowling Green. We're going to have a great week. We've got a great ODU team coming in here. Their backs are against the wall, but they're a really good football team. They're equivalent to us, in my opinion. And we're going to have a great week. We're going to take it practice by practice, game by game. And the preseason's over. Now it's time to make the run. And there were some great lessons that we learned during these last 3-4 weeks. And we played some really good opponents, two really good opponents, and played them well. But we were just close. And so this is some great lessons, in my opinion, for all of us.
After the blocked punt, just how tough was that to not put up points where it felt like you guys really had all the momentum?
Well, going back to everything matters, we called deception that Harold Fannon's wide open from here to Bowling Green in the end zone. And we didn't execute the play because of some things with that we did actually in practice, and it's my responsibility. I didn't get it fixed. But we gave up penetration, and we had a chance to go up, which would have changed the momentum in the swing. So that's my responsibility. I got to get that done, but we will. We're going to be on point.
The third quarter, to start off with the huge play to Harold to pull that in, and then obviously the trick play too. After maybe a little tough to get some yards and obviously points in the first half. Just how big were those, especially those 2 plays to come out in the third quarter like that?
We caught them in their pass man coverage. We ran a switch release. All 3 guys switched release, and literally all 3 guys were open. And Harold was the first read in the progression. Connor did a great job of getting him the ball. And then the reverse, they got out of their man coverage because of the switch releasing that we were doing. We caught them in zone. It was just a great call at the right time, and we executed it excellent. I thought Lucian was exceptional on the play. It was a great block, and it's not earth-shattering. He did it in practice. He did an unbelievable job with that play in practice, so he executed it well. And you go back to the second down deception, we didn't execute it well enough in practice, and that's my responsibility. And we got to tighten up.
Looking obviously at special teams, so many huge plays with the block punt. But obviously, missed field goal, the onside kicks. How would you just kind of characterize just overall the special teams?
We said that we had to make 2 big plays, and we rolled the bones and tried a surprise onside and didn't execute it well. Block punt, we thought we could get one. We thought we actually had a fake punt on. Never was able to try it. But we're gonna be aggressive in special teams. It's who we are. We make a big deal about special teams. Alex and all our staff does a great job with teams. It's who we are. It's our foundation.
Jackson's a great kicker, certainly an uncharacteristic miss for him. What's the message after a moment like that to him?
They'll kick the next one. Sometimes, I wish we could be perfect. Things are going to go bad every once in a while. It's what you do after something that bad happens. You pick yourself up, you go do it again, and you're confident and aggressive and move along.
How do you feel like the battle of the trenches was?
It was hard. This was a hard one now. We knew it coming in. I think our defensive line did a much better job than I thought going into the game. I thought their offensive line, I think there's 3 or 4 pro football players on that offensive line. They're young, but I think they're going to develop, and I think they're really good. So I was really happy. I thought we had our hands full just because of how their side. They were really big dudes that were in the trenches. And they caught us on a few twist games. And Penn State did the same thing in the second half. They started twisting and getting away from straight rushing. And I really thought that as the game went that we did some things and adjusted to what they were doing. It gave us a chance. And as painful as this is great. And I said it to our team. Everything's going to matter. All our habits during the week, how we eat, how we hydrate, how we approach practice, what we do in practice. It's going to matter, and that's what the good championship teams can do it all the time.
Billy stepped in a big spot there. How do you feel like he performed?
He needs to get better, and he needs to get consistent. And he's got a ton of ability, but he needs to be consistent.
Defensively, it felt like you guys did a lot better limiting explosive plays in the Penn State game. A&M never got 30 on a play. What kind of goes into that shell-style offense getting those stops?
We thought we were most concerned with the run game, with giving up explosion runs. I think the next step of Texas A&M is the receiver piece.
Did you see the field goal Texas A&M had to go up? Was it 6 on you guys, or that? Did you see that field goal?
Yeah.
And what were your reactions to that kick?
It was good. Yeah, it was a good call.
You thought it was good?
Yeah, I thought it was a good call. At least it appeared to. I mean, I haven't watched the tape or anything, but it appeared like it was good.
For Harold, I mean, we talk about him so much, but for him to do what he's done against teams like Penn State and Texas A&M these last 2 weeks, I mean, is there anything else you can say just about just the raw talent and what he's been able to do?
He needs to keep getting better, and every day the consistency needs to be there. And if he follows the message that we're laying with this team right now, he's going to be a special player. But all of us need to. Myself, every single person on our team, every support staff, we need to tighten up and close the deal.
It was probably nice to have Terrion back in the rotation today, but it seemed like the running backs mixed and matched nicely tonight.
Yeah, I do. It was nice to have Terrion back. We've got a bunch of really good players in the backfield, a bunch of guys that are nifty, that been in the program a long time. I think some of those guys have great habits, incredible, and that's why they're playing well. There's no secret sauce. I mean, do what you're supposed to do day in and day out, and this team's going to take off if we can all hold each other accountable and have urgency with those little things that we're talking about.
Back-to-back games in 100,000-seat stadiums is difficult for anyone in the country. What do you think you proved coming within one score both of those games?
You know what? We never even talked about crowd problems in either game. Our kids have been in large venues, and I think that's just all a distraction. Whenever you're locked into what you're supposed to be doing, you don't even recognize that there's a crowd out there. So, those good teams, it doesn't matter if there's one person in the stand or 106,000 people in the stands. So you just got to be locked into doing your job.